Sausage.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of First, the show where I, Marcus Nez, gives you my first impressions on a game. And this here episode is all about Gravitar Recharge, a modernization of the classic game Gravitar in the Recharge line of Atari rechargenizations of old games and whatnot. I think the Recharge series is a pretty cool thing that Atari does. I don't like the fact that they do not include the original versions of the games. And so far, it's been about 50-50 in terms of games I have played in the past and games that are new to me. Gravitar Recharge falls in the new to me camp, and this is the first case where a game I've never played before, and I don't even think I've ever heard of Gravitar. This is a rarity. I mean, amongst 6 games that they've put out in this line or so, and 3 of which I never played until the Recharge versions. But Gravitar is easily, including the games that I have played, like the ones they've done for Asteroids, I think Breakout, Centipede, maybe another one. Gravitar is easily the one that interests me the most, because while all these games are classic arcade games, Gravitar feels different. The structure of it, and I'm assuming that they haven't done a lot to the core of Gravitar in the recharging of it, outside of prettying up the visuals and doing what they do with all these games, which is add these challenge modes, or a challenge mode singularly that has a bunch of different objective-based missions and whatnot. But the structure of Gravitar feels more like something you would expect in a home game than an arcade game, because the way it works, and I'm basing this off my first half hour with the game, but the structure seems to be where you are flying the ship, and the Gravitar aspect of the title is you are fighting against the gravitational pull of the sun in our solar system. I don't know if you travel to other solar systems as you play better and are able to do more in a singular run, but you are going from planet to planet in whatever order you want, which is another interesting thing about it. You have actual choice and freedom to do things in the order you want and to just do what you want in this relatively small nowadays solar system, which is open world or open space. And you go to the various planets, activate beacons on them. Each of them has 3 beacons to activate with varying defenses in the form of spaceships and turrets, and sometimes I believe mines. And you will also go to asteroid clusters or enemy bases, which you'll infiltrate and take down their defenses, or fight off a bunch of enemies in various parts of space. And it feels oddly, this is going to sound crazy, it feels oddly like a 2D side-scrolling, much smaller scale, with a bigger emphasis on combat version of No Man's Sky, or games of that ilk. This is the original Skyline. What's the name of that? Starline? Starfield? Is that the name of the Bethesda game? I just watched the Xbox thing like a fucking hour ago, and I don't even remember what the name of that thing is. And I like Bethesda and Elder Scrolls, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's Starfield. But Gravitar Recharge is, of all the Recharge games, the one that has interested me the most, the one that I most want to actually go back and revisit and play for multiple sessions, whereas with every other game, whether it's something that I have a lot of experience with, like Asteroids or Breakout, and love those games, those franchises, those series, or other things that are new to me, with all of those, after one session, I felt pretty content with never returning to them again. But Gravitar Recharge is different. Because of the way it's structured, the freedom you have, and the fact that I'm just so fascinated by a game of its age, from its era, exploring stuff like this, I want to revisit this game. So for me, Gravitar Recharge is actually Gravitar Revisited, because that's what I'm planning to do with it, revisit it. And the way it controls your ship that is very much so asteroids-esque, where you rotate your ship with one of the analog sticks, and then you initiate your thruster with a button and handle it all that way. And then you shoot in the various 360 directions. And it feels pretty good. There's a loose nature to that control scheme, that setup, that's just inherent in having it work that way. Not to mention the fact that you do have to worry about the gravitational pull of the planets and the sun, etc. But if you don't lose your patience, it's pretty manageable. And being able to explore space at your own pace, going from planet to planet with the occasional enemy base and whatnot, I think Gravitar Recharge is a very cool game. And if you are a fan of classic games, if you like exploring games of yesteryear and beyond, but want to do so with a fresh coat of paint and a few extra bits here and there tacked on, like the challenge mode specifically, because that is another thing about these Recharge games that is a bit disappointing. It's just the fact that they don't really add a lot of historical elements or images, whatever. There's not a lot of extras added in there. It's really a bare bones experience, keeping the basic arcade mode and then the challenges, and that's pretty much it. But if you do like checking out old games that are still good games, Gravitar Recharge seems like a winner in my book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more, and I hope if you check it out, you feel the way I feel. Anywho, that will do it for this episode of First. Once again, I am Marcus Nez. Y'all can find all my links of import over at pixelatedsausage.com/pxs. And of course, if you haven't already, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that jazz. And if you do like any of the stuff I do and you would like to support me and my nonsense, please go over to patreon.com/pxs and support me that way. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye!